So hey guys, welcome to the JJ Show episode 1. So today we have a very special guest with us and it is no other than tada!
Hello everyone.
Me Daddy. So what are we going to talk about today is basically something controversial that has been going around. I'm pretty sure you guys kind of know what I'm going to speak about. If you guys have been looking at all my Instagram stories before this, I've been asking you guys to ask me questions related to what we're speaking about, and it's basically how women wearing sexy outfits like what I'm wearing now promote rape culture. Since I'm in the modeling industry and my dad has been super supportive of me and what I've been doing, I've decided to bring him on the show to answer a few of your questions. So once again, thank you so much for all of you who have sent questions in, and we will be answering all your questions in a bit. Okay, so me being a model, I think since I was the age of 17, I'm 22 now, I have faced many challenges, especially challenges that comes with my body since I lost a lot of weight and you guys know about it. A lot of people have actually said that my body is not fit to be a model, and since I have like a lot of stretch marks and also like scars and stuff like that, I get body shamed a lot. And also I believe that there are new faces that actually come up in the industry every day, and all the models from back then, we have to actually keep up to the level of who they are today. We have to keep up and keep chasing our dreams and stuff. So that's one of the biggest challenges I have so far. And I think the rest is probably confidence. I have conquered that. It was one of the most biggest things, and yeah, that's about it from my side. So I'm gonna ask my dad a question now. What's the biggest challenges that you faced as a father with me until today?
Once she settled as a model, I found that my work became more hectic. Then because I have to take her to and fro from their shoots. I have to take her around, buying for her, or getting all the costumes. Sometimes costumes are so far away. I remember once we had to drive to Johor to get some part of the costume. And one day we drove to Kedah and came back.
Yep, those were all about pageants, guys.
Yeah. And another thing is that as time goes by, she wants to do more serious things, which is more hectic for me because I have to assist her in whatever way I can, and sometimes it takes a lot of time and effort. So on my part, that's the stress I have. Other than that, it's a good thing because I get to do all this .
It's fun for him, guys, trust me. He has done so many things which he never. Question number 2, and this one is directed for you, Pa. Uncle, what was your first reaction when sister said she wanted to be a model? I'm sister.
Okay, first I was a bit skeptic because in our family no one has done any modeling. So at first I really didn't know what it's all about. I didn't know what's going to happen. So I feel a bit uneasy. Anyway, as a father, I do my part by supporting her in whatever way she wants to do, because that's the only way we can let them understand, learn something new, and go to the world and find out something for themselves. So that's the only thing I have to say about that part of it.
Yeah, thank you for that. So question number 3 is also for you. Is Appa okay with girls being confident in what they decide to wear?
Definitely. It's most important that we must like what we do. We do what we like. We do not follow people. So they wear, we wear. They do, we do. No such thing. You as a person, you must know your limits. You must know yours. When you wear a nice, beautiful dress, whether it's suitable for you or not. If you're happy with your dress, that's the basic, most important point. We don't care about others. You yourself is the most important for yourself.
Why are there still people who actually support that kind of stupid statement? Like, why? I think, this one is regarding a video that was recently made by this person on Instagram. I really don't want to mention names and stuff, but I'm pretty sure most women and men that came across the video, it was talking about what I mentioned earlier, like how dressing, stuff like this promotes rape culture, and how we as Indians should, look more towards culture and stop wearing this and stuff like that. So I guess this person is asking about that video, about his statement. So I'm gonna read this to my dad first. What do you think about this? Why do you think people come up with such statements?
Basically, I feel that our Indian culture is behind time. It's a good culture compared to Chinese or Malay, but they sometimes overdo. The culture is there, but the people misuse the culture. You see, as the time goes by, from generation to generation to generation, there is changes. We have to move with the changes, then only we can be part of this world. If we are not going to change accordingly to the world, then we're going to be left out. And you can see now so many reasons why our Indians are behind. Always everything also is compare and see everything we are behind. Why? Because we become inferior complexion, and because of that we dare not do anything, we dare not try anything new, and we always cling to the old, because we think it's safe. And that's why we have so many Indian people especially commenting on this video.
Yeah, like in my opinion, I think that sometimes people just want to create content for their Instagram and stuff like that. So they come out with whatever they think that would run controversial, which is why we have like men especially like this coming up with old girls who are sexy, promote rape and this and that, and then all this tepi jalan model shit. I'm just gonna say tepi jalan model shit going on and stuff like that. Like honestly, I think women are entitled to wear whatever they want to wear as long as it helps them build their confidence level up and they know that they're doing nothing wrong. Like an outfit is just an outfit. So I think men should actually alter the way they see women, and they should not have any lustful intentions towards women just because they're wearing something sexy. Because in my opinion, even if you look at the Tamil culture back then, I would say that a lot of women dress sexy. Even when they're wearing saris and lingas, you can actually see their back, you can see their stomach. And nowadays, saris and lingas, their fashion is so open. I don't know if you guys know this, but then there's always bare back and so many different type of blouses and stuff which actually can promote the same thing, like what this guy said. Like it can actually promote like rape and whatnot. But then women are still doing it, and men actually love when women wear sari and linga despite what they can see. So I think that well, this is just my opinion. I think everyone has your opinion. But next question is, why is nudity always sexualized by men?
That's the basic our instincts like that. It's not only on humans also. Anything also, any animals or anybody. That's the basic instinct. When you see some nudity, your brain automatically focuses on sexuality. But it's unless it's become a norm, where you could talk about the nudity camp or countries they accept nudity, then it becomes a norm. And when it becomes a norm, then they don't think about sexuality. So, to my opinion, it's a normal human being, a human man. It's a man's, basic instinct.
Okay, so for the next question being asked, as a model, do you think that wearing dresses till we can see all the body parts? So I guess this person is trying to say revealing clothes to a pub is correct. And modeling and career is a passion. So does that mean that the person needs to show off her body in the daily routine? You see, a lot of people actually come as misguided when it comes to modeling. Modeling isn't about showing your body parts. It's more about fashion. It's more about building your self-confidence and stuff like that. So I don't really get when people say it's basically showing body parts. That's fashion. A lot of people who are not even models wear very fashionable clothes. So you can't say that models are the only ones who actually wear revealing clothes. And of course, if you go to a pub, you can't wear like a sari or linga or anything. When you go to a pub, you wear what you want to wear. And most of them in the pub, be it Malays, Chinese or Indian, all of them actually wear crop tops and shorts and stuff like that, because it's easier to actually move around and you don't feel suffocated wearing really heavy clothes, because People want to dance, people want to drink, people want to have fun. So that's my opinion. And no, once again, modeling does not mean being sexy. I think it's up to the model's perspective on what they want to wear and the concept of the shoot and stuff like that. So that's my answer. And no, we don't wear sexy in our daily routine. Most models are like basic people. We wear hoodies and sweatpants and stuff like that. So yeah, I hope that really answered your question. Next question is directed to my dad. How did they support you with your modeling career and education at the same time?
It's difficult, but that's where the satisfaction is. You're struggling the whole day to get something achieved. You're not idling, you're not sleeping, you're not wasting your time. When I was 18 years old, I was playing marble, fishing, sleeping, watching movie, doing nothing. My daughter, when she was 17, already started thinking about her career, struggling in the modeling line. She had to do a lot of things to build up her rapport. So I was really, proud that she started, 17 years old, started to have some responsibility for herself. She wanted to become somebody in her future. So I believe, and then some more studies, she's finishing her studies also. It's not that she never left the studies completely, maybe delayed a bit, but she finished. So it's a win-win situation. There's no lose here.
Yeah, juggling is really hard to be honest, especially when you're in the modeling line and then you're studying as well, because there are a lot of responsibilities and sometimes we tend to choose what we feel is more important. So it took me a long time, honestly. It took me about 5 years to actually finish studying, but then I have no regrets because at the end of the day I'm still finishing my studies and stuff like that. And I can't wait because for my degree I'm doing something completely different and I can't wait to share it with you guys soon. How does your dad react to all the judgmental comments and backlash against you?
Well, I feel bad. I feel angry. I wish that I can see these guys and get my peace of mind.
I wish you guys judge me.
But anyway, I think it comes with the territory. In this world, there is no such thing as all the people appreciate you. There will be more people appreciate you, and there are some who will always find fault on you. Whatever you do, however you do, there are people out there, trying to bring you down. That's the Indian style, If you watch the crab in the tin between Chinese, Malay and Indian, you can already see the Indian, there's no crabs coming out. Why? Because all the Indians are pulling the other Indians down.
Amen.
And that's why our Indians are down at this level, whereas the Chinese and Malays are all up and we are still down.
Yep.
It's a sad situation.
Someone had to say it, guys, especially when teenagers say it. Not many people take heed. They say that, oh, you're destroying the Indian name. When it comes from older person, I feel that you guys will actually start believing that it's true. And I get backlash like crazy. I think some of you guys know, and it's all especially from fake accounts. So I don't really know who's the one that's sending me hate. It could be my best friend. It could be my, cousin, family. You never know. But then at first it got to me. But then eventually, I stopped getting bothered by it because I know that I'm in a better place now and I'm doing so much more better besides all these people who are actually sitting behind their computer and sending hate. So yeah. So the next question is something I really like and I can't wait to ask my dad because I really want to see his viewpoint on it. Why do some men blame their inability to control lustful actions in women's dressing? And I've never seen Chinese men complain about dressing or catcalling women, but Indians do both. Why?
As a kid, I say it is the upbringing. You see, if the father-mother controls them on all these issues, and whenever the children ask them, what about this, what about that? There's nothing wrong, they will just always don't tell the truth and they will just block it out.
Mm-hmm.
So when these children grow up, when they're growing up, they have no one to turn to ask them and no one to teach them, advise them. So they create their own world, and then when they start watching porn and all this, they have their own version ready. So when they have their own version ready, they think that's that, So in this case, the parents from when the child is young, and as time comes, gradually they must introduce whatever they tell them, and how they're supposed to react, and how they're supposed to control. So I believe it's all very important for the parents to understand this sex education and all this. Very, very, very important for them to teach the children.
Yeah, in my opinion, like all of this stuff like sex and porn and everything is such a taboo subject when it comes to Indians, because they think that it's a terrible thing to actually introduce to their children. But then I honestly believe that the reason people are like this, like they look at women and then they start feeling lustful and they feel the need to actually go and rape or whatever, is because of themselves, like their own insecurities, their own I don't know, their own circle. I would say, I think peers and family plays a very big role in a lot of things. So how a man sees a woman defines who he is as a person. That's all I can say. And like my dad said, Indians are very narrow and close-minded. I've come across a couple of them, and to actually tell them that you should not do this and you shouldn't be doing this and you should be more open-minded is like talking to a wall, because they never listen. Like no matter how much you tell them, like try as much as you can to be open-minded, they tend to not listen and still be the same person. So I believe there is no point, but then words coming out from my dad should actually open the minds of a lot of people. So yeah, I think that I am safe in the industry.
This industry is actually very safe, especially in Malaysia, where there's a lot of controlled law and order, and I have confidence in my daughter because she knows everything pro and cons. She started very young, so she knows the pro and cons of the industry. She knows who to work with and who not to work with.
Yep.
So from my opinion, I have confidence in my daughter that she knows which is bad, which is good, which should be done, which not should be done, what is her limit. She knows. So I leave it. I have no worries on that area.
Yeah. Honestly, if you ask me personally, being in the industry for so long, I can say that honestly, me as a model saying it, it's not a real safe industry, because there's a lot of things that go behind the scene, like a lot of fake photographers and people who wanna, use you for something all the time. But then I believe that as time passes by, you eventually realize it, and it's always good to actually ask your peers on who to work with and who not to work with if you are upcoming model in the industry. So always stay safe, guys. Is you wearing revealing clothes spoiling the name of your father somehow? And does our Indian culture solely depend on how our women dress? Okay, so I think this question is for me. Well, I don't think that wearing anything would destroy my dad's name, because my family is pretty open-minded, and whenever I dress up or whenever I'm about to go out, my dad is the one that always sends me, and I always tend to show my outfit to him, asking him if do I look fat in this, or do I look like this, or do I look like that, and he gives me his opinions. So I have a more best friend bond with my dad compared to like a fatherly bond, and he gives me his honest opinions. If he thinks that I'm dressing up a bit too slutty, he'll actually tell me like, oh, you look like this. And if he thinks that it's too normal, he'll tell me, I think you should wear something a bit more grand for this. So I don't think it's spoiling my dad's reputation. In the end of the day, I believe that if your family knows what you're doing, I think that's all matters, and the voice of the public should not matter much to you. As for the second question, Indian culture depend on how a woman dress. I would say that's entirely bullshit, because one culture doesn't determine everything a woman can do. I believe that culture is culture. I mean, if you want to follow or you don't want to follow, it's entirely up to the person. But then culture doesn't define a person, I would say. Like a woman can dress whatever she wants to dress, and she would still be a supportive, strong and successful woman. It doesn't mean that just because she's wearing something revealing, it means that she's going to bring down the whole Indian culture. What do you think?
Yeah, my opinion is culture means we follow when there is something regarding culture, like a wedding, you're going to a church or temple, you have to look decent and nice. But let's say you're going for a jog, you can wear crop top and shorts.
Yeah.
You're going for a party, you can wear something glamorous.
Yeah. Even if it's revealing or it's not revealing, it's up to you.
So the culture part of it actually doesn't play for the whole day or whole life. Only certain times only follow the culture. Other than that, it's all normal. You see, when the Chinese wear standard shorts every day, crop top every day, everywhere, nobody says anything. Why? Because it became a norm. How did they become a norm?
When parents allow their children to actually explore.
And everyday wear.
Yeah.
And they become norm. So like that, when Indians are trying to become norm, there's a lot of big group behind that telling you, Zan cannot, that one cannot, Zan cannot, that one cannot. Like they're feeling the pain. I don't understand why they have to feel the pain. My advice to you, all those people around there, please take care of your family. Don't worry about others. Others have their own family members to take care of them.
Yeah.
Alright?
You have absolutely no rights to point fingers at someone and tell them like, oh, you're not allowed to wear this because you're Indian, because I think that person has dreams to think for their own selves and they have their family to advise them. So once again, who are you to actually advise someone on what to do and what not to do, right? Emil, do you still believe that guys should be the leader of a house? If you ask me, I think that it's teamwork in the end of the day. Like, I think a man and a woman should work together and build up a family together, and it doesn't matter who's stronger or who's weaker, because I believe that every person has their own strength and weakness, and you need each other to help out, like, you know, each other. So that's my point of view, and honestly, I've seen a few single moms out there who actually manage to somehow, you know, be the woman of the house and to handle their kids and work and the household chores and everything all together without a man. So I believe that women are equally as strong as men, I would say. And yeah, women empowerment, very important. Your turn.
Well, I'm an old timer. So I grew up at a time when the men are in control. But through the years, I've seen that the situation must be weighed according to the couple. If the man is stronger in his the way he does things and way he controls things, then I believe that the man should run the show. And at times when the lady is stronger and the man is slightly weaker, the lady should run the show. But if both can run together, for example, he takes care of the expenses, she takes care of the house, you know, something like that. Yeah. She takes care of the some maybe one or two child. He takes care of some. So they take turns to clean the house, take turns to do things, you know. Because I believe that now the new generation is both of them working.
Yeah.
By the time both of them come back, it's already late night. They have only time to go fetch their children from the daycare center, come home, do a bit of cleaning, maybe cook some food, put the kids to sleep, and they themselves time for them to sleep.
Yeah.
So they have much time in the house. But whatever time they have, if they can equally do it, share their difficulties, share everything, I believe a sharing family is a caring family.
Yeah. And about the other question regarding LGBT, okay lah, simple lah. I am the B in LGBT. I'm literally bisexual, so I don't really have anything against bisexualness or gayness or I don't know, lesbians and stuff like that. I support entirely because I believe that love wins in the end of the day, and love is love. You can't tell a man like, oh, you should date a woman, and you can't tell a woman that you should date only a man. Love just forms, and once you realize you're in love with each other, nothing should stop you guys. So this is me not promoting LGBT. Once again, I'm not saying you guys should actually go ahead with LGBT, but if you know for a fact that you are what you are, and that's who you are as a person, then I believe that you should be your entire self and never let anyone push you down. It's okay. My dad's views on LGBT are entirely different because he came from that then and it didn't really exist much in his era, but I don't think he's against it anyway. He basically minds his own business. Right?
No, I don't agree on that. I always believe, whatever the thing just now you all say, what's that? LGBTQ. It's a new something new in this generation. When my time there was no such thing. But whatever you all do, my only hope is that I'm not against anything else. As you say, I'm not against. I only hope that when you do something, you must look at the future. That's all. Okay, I am going to do this. By doing this, what is my future? What is my future going to be? You know, that's all. If you think you can settle that future, you think you are happy with that future,
Go ahead.
then you carry on because it's your future.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So guys, we've come towards the end of our video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and my dad's gonna give you guys some last advice before we end the video. So, Appa, what would you actually advise to all the women who are going through all of this backlash based on what they wear? And what would you advise their families? Like, how would you advise them to look at what their children do?
First of all, I only want to advise those guys, mind your own business.
Amen. You got that, man.
Take care of your family. Don't say you got no family. If you think this is a problem, you make sure your family, your kids, your children, whoever they are, sisters, brothers, make sure they don't do all this stuff. If you think that's right, but don't go and disturb other people. Let them do what they want. If they're doing bad, they will suffer bad. But if they're doing good, they'll become somebody one day. So, as for the ladies, do what you think is right. As long as you know it's right, as long as you know you don't go over limit, as long you are inclined with the family decisions, you always keep close with your families. You always work with your family. You know? Then only your family will understand what you're going through, how you're going through, what you need to do. Because one day you're going to get old. And when you're old, don't go and think, yo, I want to do this, I want to do that, I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that because so and so, this and that. Your life is going to go down.
Have no regrets.
Yeah, no regrets. Whatever you do, it's an experience.
Yep.
You know, it's good or bad, it's an experience.
That's how you live.
Yeah. So that's my advice to you all.
Yeah.
Be yourself.
Thank you so much for being a part of the video. I'm sure
Thank
many
you.
women are going to be very inspired by you today, and many men are actually going to think twice before they do something. I really hope so. Yeah. This has come to an end. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like.